Hello everyone, my name is Chaotic, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be discussing which part of the Ill-Gotten Gains update was better. Was it part 1 or part 2, based upon the vehicles which we received in each update. So let's get straight into things. Now first of all, possibly the most significant thing about the Ill-Gotten Gains update was that both parts of the update were very expensive, with part 1 being considerably more expensive than part 2. Of course, if you were to purchase all the new vehicles in part 1 of the update, it would cost you around $20 million, whereas for part 2, it would only cost you $5 million. But bearing in mind in part 1, there were two very expensive luxury aircrafts which together would come to a combined price of $15 million. But either way, neither part 1 or part 2 of the update were reasonably priced or cheap in any way, but then again we did receive some very cool vehicles in both parts of the update. Let's take the Pegassi Osiris as an example. This of course was included in part 1 of the update and has a price tag of $1,950,000, which yes, is a lot of money, but then again it is a very quick vehicle and has some very cool features like gull-wing doors. The Ennis Windsor is also a pretty cool car in my opinion. It has 8 different vehicle wraps available for it, which make this car rather unique and stylish, but unfortunately its downfall would be its price of $875,000, but overall I like this car. Now as for the Sterling GT, which also has gull-wing doors, it is a stylish and elegant sports classic, but to be truthful, I'm not really a big fan of classic cars, so this car certainly isn't for me, especially with the price tag of $975,000. The Albany Virgo is the cheapest car in part 1 of the Ill-Gotten Gains update, but is still very expensive with a price of just under $200,000, and for that amount of money there are much better cars to buy, so again this car is not for me. Moving on to the gold-plated Luxor Deluxe, which of course is the most expensive vehicle in GTA 5 with a price of $10 million. Now I myself struggle to understand why anybody would buy the Luxor Deluxe. It is simply a waste of money, and if you use real life money and shark cards to purchase it, it would cost you $120 US. The Swift Deluxe helicopter isn't cheap either. Its price tag is $5,150,000, which is extortionate, especially when you compare it to its almost identical standard version, which will cost you a fraction of the price. Anyway, those are the vehicles from part 1 of the update. Let's go across to part 2. So let's begin with the Dinka Vindicator. This of course being the brand new sport touring motorcycle which has KERS. As I'm sure you guys know, when you brake it will store energy, but when you activate it, it will give you a boost of acceleration. The KERS feature is also available on the Principe Electro motorcycle, but the Principe Electro is more expensive with a price of $750,000, whereas the Dinka Vindicator only has a price of $630,000. Moving on to the ProGen T20, which I absolutely love and adore. It is an awesome car which has scissor doors and a mechanical spoiler which raises as you're driving along and adjusts itself as you brake. But the ProGen T20 is the most expensive car in the game with a price tag of $2,200,000. Moving on to the Coiled Brawler, which is also a very cool vehicle and is in fact Rockstar's answer to the community's request for more off-road vehicles in the game. It will set you back $715,000 if you choose to purchase it, but overall I really like the Coiled Brawler. The Invetero Corquette Blackfin is yet another new classic car in GTA 5. As mentioned previously, I'm not really a big fan of classic cars, but with this one I can certainly see the appeal. But as for the Vappuccino, to be perfectly truthful, I do not like this car whatsoever. I do not think it's very attractive, it's not very quick, and for $225,000, just like the Albany Virgo, there are better cars to buy for that amount of money. And finally, the last vehicle from part 2 of the update is the luxury speedboat known as the Lamborghini Toro, which by the way doesn't feature in the video, but I'm sure we all know at a price of $1,750,000, it is a complete waste of money. If you really want to purchase yourself a wooden speedboat, just purchase the Speeder. It is not only cheaper, but it's also quicker as well. Anyway, it is now time to answer the question, which part of the Ill-Gotten Gains update was better? Was it part 1 or part 2? Well, I myself preferred part 2 of the update. I thought the vehicles in part 2 of the update were better than in part 1, and I myself absolutely love the ProGen T20 as well as the Coiled Brawler. Well, there we go guys, that is simply my opinion. But what do you guys think about this? Which part of the update was your favourite, part 1 or part 2? Let me know by leaving a comment on this video. It would also be greatly appreciated if you guys could take a few seconds out of your day to click the like button, because it helps me out a lot and it's also greatly appreciated. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel already, I recommend that you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So once again, thank you guys for watching, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.